Hello and welcome to Garage Rock, the podcast. This is episode number 20, and joining me is Uncle Sven.
How's it going, Cam?
Good, mate. How are you?
Oh, awesome, man. 20 episodes.
I'm pretty happy about that, to be completely honest with you.
The big 2-0.
I know. I remember turning 20, actually.
Yeah?
Not in podcast form, but just in age.
Well, it's because you're living through the 20th podcast now, so...
No longer teenagers, so we know everything.
Exactly. We've got a big show. Before we get on to that, the running commentary over the past couple of weeks, how is your burst eardrum?
Burst eardrum is on the mend.
It's on the mend?
It's by no means any better. Nah, it's a little bit better. I can hear better. The ringing stopped. I finally answered it.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Turns out it was just telemarketer, but...
Well, I tell you what, I am so glad the state election is over. Or stop getting the phone calls for who are you going to vote for? And we're just doing quick surveys. That's gone. And then a couple of days after the election, hey, we're having another one in May. So that's Jesus.
Actually, I had to vote early because I was working on the election day.
Yeah.
I was in a massive rush. I had to be somewhere, and I just wanted to go in there and vote. Mm-hmm. But I didn't think all the people would be out the front handing flyers on early election.
Yeah.
And they're all like literally, you know what they're like? They just inundate you.
Yeah. And
I'm like, no, not interested, don't want any flyers, just want to go in and vote. And this guy's, so you don't care about the new hospital in Frankston? I'm like, what?
Wow.
Just let me vote. Jesus.
Yeah. I know. Actually, I went on election day and I walked there. So I had my headphones on. I walked to the local school. So when they started handing the flyers out, I still had my headphones in. I'm like, I can't hear what you're saying, blah, 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 whatever. And I don't take flyers anyway because,
it's a waste of paper. Everyone just goes out, throws them out anyway.
Exactly.
Doesn't even read them.
And as I was walking, this woman sort of approached me and she was holding for the local independent member. She's walked up to me and I've taken my headphones off and she said, don't take a paper from those black guys over there. They're racist. So I'm like, okay. Thank you for the advice.
A little bit of racism there yourself.
And then as I walked past the black guys, they were racist. So so I went in and got my sausage, dropped a couple of bucks for the school.
Yeah, dropped the onion, did you, on the floor?
Yeah, no, WorkSafe were actually there monitoring the onion situation to make sure that no one stood on any onions. And then I queued up and one of the easiest things, my surname, AA.
Yeah.
They get that book.
Top of the list.
I was number 7 on open the book. Where are you? Front page. Are you sure? Front page. Yeah. AA. There you are. Bang. So in and out.
Right, now everyone knows your second name. They're going to stalk you.
Oh, well, who cares? Now, we've got a big show.
We do. First of all,
we're doing this one a bit later in the week because of the arias. We wanted the aria.
We want to announce them all the winners, don't we, Steve?
Exactly.
Really
exclusive Garage Rock. Here are all the winners of the arias.
The day after.
Yeah, exactly. But what else we got to talk about?
Well, first of all, you can listen to us on iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. Mm-hmm. And not to mention, you can contact us at our email address, which is contact@redskymusic.com.au, and don't forget Facebook, Twitter, Instagram @_Garage Rock. Now that's out the way, Steve.
Yes.
What are we talking?
We're going to talk about the ARIA Awards, of course. Recap that. We've got to talk about our top 5, which was live concert albums. That was brought up. Now, last week on the show, we were pissed off about the New South Wales Police.
Yes. Now we're pissed off about
something else. We don't want to start making a habit of it.
We're going to start being like a 3AW Neil Mitchell or something.
Exactly.
I'm just calling to ring about the New South Wales Police not letting kids into the thingy.
You've been practicing that, or is that...
That just came out.
It just came out. And next week we'll be doing our season 1 finale. But don't fret, because we're still going to be doing interviews as they pop up.
Yep.
And actually, even though next week is our season finale, the following week we'll be doing a special episode.
Yeah, we'll be doing specials, so we're not going anywhere, and we will be back with season 2 next year.
Exactly.
Also,
Exactly. So have a good Christmas, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Cam.
Yes.
You texted me the other day and you said, I want to talk about this.
Yep.
City and Colours live album. Tell me about it. Come on, please do.
One of my favourite singer-songwriters, Dallas Green, also known as the guitarist and singer from Alexis on Fire, for people that don't know. He's released his own live album.
Yeah.
And he's done one before, but this one is obviously a compilation of all the newer stuff as well.
Yeah.
And Steve, it's called Guide Me Back Home.
Yep.
And it's so relevant because he decided to do this tour
Yeah.
because he was in America when Donald Trump got elected president.
Right.
And when he was, because he's originally from Canada,
Yep.
turned around to his friend and said, I'm going to book the biggest tour of Canada possible.
Yeah. Get me out of here.
Just get me out of America. So he did that. He recorded it. The songs are freaking perfect.
Yep.
Perfectly recorded. It's like he's fine-tuned everything and got those songs just down pat with a mixture of how they are on the album to how he does them live.
Yeah.
And Guide Me Back Home, really, honestly, just check it out. It's freaking awesome.
How many stars out of 5, Cam?
Oh, I'd give it 10.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So good, listen to it twice.
Oh, Steve, he does say one thing on the album, which I think you'll agree with.
Right.
Whenever you see him play live, he'd play a song called Body in a Box.
Yep.
And he'd always ask people to put their phones away. And you know how we feel about people recording on their phones
yeah.
at concerts. I remember seeing you once smash someone. Remember you punched them?
All right. So some guy had he was front row and I was behind him and he had his phone like just pretty much blocking my view.
Yeah.
So in the mosh, I just jumped up
Put
and
your phones down.
Yeah, I just punched it out of his hand.
Yeah, I remember
nothing
that.
too violently, just knocked it and smashed it and broke it.
Hilarious. And then another 20 people put their phones up and you're like, oh, it's a losing battle.
Exactly.
Which is what Dallas Green has said. He's like, oh, I don't tell people to do that anymore because it doesn't go down too well. So he said, when I play this song, I want you to say something nice to someone on the internet, Say something nice to someone next to you because there's so many negative things going on. People think they can say whatever they want on the internet. So he's trying to change it to that, which I thought's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So there's pretty cool messages, but Guide Me Back Home, one of the best live albums I've ever heard, I reckon. Maybe it will be my top 5. We shall see, Steve.
Ooh, of course, we are doing our top 5 live concert albums later in the show. We had a whole heap of people write in for that again.
I know. Thank you so much again, guys. Awesome.
It's brilliant.
I love opening up the conversation and people getting so passionate about it.
Exactly, Cam. And we'll talk about that a bit later, though.
Yep, we'll get into that.
But now we've got to talk about the ARIA Awards, 2018 ARIA Awards. No major surprises here, if I'm being honest.
No, we predicted most of them, didn't we, Steve?
Well, for once, our predictions were actually on were actually correct. The winner of the most ARIAs was Amy Shark. She went away with 4.
Yeah, well deserved.
Album of the Year, Best Pop Release, Best Female Artist, and also had the Producer of the Year for her song I Said Hi.
Yep.
So that was Dan Hume and M Phases. So that was already awarded before the night. As mentioned, Album of the Year went to Amy Shark. Song of the Year, Young Blood by 5 Seconds of Summer.
I like that song. I reckon that deserves it. My kids got me into that song.
Yeah?
Bless their socks.
Oh, well, I'm not much of a fan. I saw them get up and accept the award. I'm like, are these guys even Australian still?
Yeah.
The accents are definitely not Brisbane accents. They've got a bit of an American twang to them. But Best Rock Album, Cam.
Best rock album, which I'm a huge fan of. Courtney Barnett.
Yep.
For her album Tell Me How You Really Feel.
Yeah.
Good on her.
Good on her.
Yeah, well done. Now, best hard rock / heavy metal, Steve.
Yes.
Parkway Drive, their album Revenants.
Yes.
Which is well deserved by Parkway Drive. These guys are fucking pioneers in the hard rock industry now, aren't they, really?
Seeing photos from their tour at the moment, there's flames going everywhere. Everyone's having an awesome time. So
even if you're not really into that music, if you ever see them live, wow, what a live show.
Oh, you can appreciate it. Definitely appreciate watching them live.
Definitely. Now, best live act.
Yep.
You can't laugh
when
about
you're giggling.
5 Seconds of Summer.
Yeah. Now, we'll go to this because certain categories are voted for by the public.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean by 15-year-old girls.
There's a certain demographic.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, Song of the Year and Best Live Act both went to 5 Seconds of Summer, and they're both votable by the public.
Yeah.
And pretty much the only people who vote for it are the
TV Week readers and
pretty much. Well, I mean that's why One Direction have more ARIAs than AC/DC because when it was like Best International Artist, it's like, gee, I wonder who's going to win this: Foo Fighters, Metallica, or One Direction. And every year, oh really, One Direction won that. So that's a system they've gone with, and good.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
I get Best Live Act being open to the public because the public go to see these concerts.
Of course.
So, that makes sense. But, I think Hilltop Hoods were up and a few different other bands. But, it went to Five Sauce. Good on them. And the ARIA Hall of Fame, Casey Chambers.
Good old Casey Chambers.
Yeah.
She is pretty enough to be in there. So
Exactly.
well done.
Congratulations to Casey Chambers on getting there. She'd been in her dad's band previously, but her first album came out in 99.
99. Now, Steve.
Yes.
What else came out around then? I'm talking even before then.
Because she's
in the 90s.
she's still active as well. Because it'd usually been bands who'd started in the 80s.
Yeah.
Who've been sort of recently getting in. I'm talking like Crowded House, Daryl Braithwaite, Tina Arena as well.
Yeah.
So...
you know what I reckon, Steve? Bring the Living End in.
The Living End?
Come on.
Yeah.
Well, they date back to 94. I think their first ever EP came out.
Yeah.
94, 95. So they've done the hard yards. Bring them in.
And I think Powderfinger and Silverchair both they've got like the most wins.
Yeah.
The most ARIA awards.
What about Grinspoon?
Yeah. Or something about UMI.
Yeah.
Because there are so many bands that got their start supporting UMI. They helped groom Silverchair on the road.
Yeah.
Same with Powderfinger as well. Even more recently, Tame Impala. I think it was last week we mentioned, I saw them at the Prince of Wales Hotel and I sung with Tim Rogers.
Yeah. Berlin Chair.
But the support act that night was Tame Impala.
Yeah.
And I remember that because they needed a milk crate to keep their drum kit together, actually. It was like really primitive. And then you look at how big Tame Impala have got around
huge.
the world.
Yeah.
So, it's interesting.
Does the Hall of Fame inductees have to be still relevant, or still around today, still playing today?
I don't think so.
So Silverchair can get in.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, absolutely. I mean, if Rolf Harris can get in and then get kicked out.
Yeah, wibble wobble.
Exactly. But yeah, I think that in the next few years, we'll start to see acts like Silverchair, Powderfinger, UMI.
Can we rally for the Living End? I mean, come on.
Living End will get in there at some point as well, I reckon.
Definitely. They're one of those bands that are going to be around, like have obviously been around for the last 20 years or so, and they're going to be around for the next 20 years.
And I think that's the reason why there's no rush to sort of put those artists in, because if they're still going to be releasing albums and still going to be relevant, then they'll get in. The Wiggles, Cam.
Of course, toot toot chugga chugga, big red car.
Exactly.
They're going to drive it to the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. They should be. They'll definitely get in there at some point.
Original Wiggles. It's got to be the founding members.
I reckon it'll be the all-encompassing Wiggles. They'll get all of them out there. Even the guy who filled in briefly and then got kicked out. I reckon it will be the Wiggles in general. Will get in. Yeah, they'll get in. Obviously, the 12th man. The 12th man, he should get in.
What about Rodney Rood?
Rood, how many albums has he released?
Yeah, heaps.
Are we starting to stretch the criteria for
pushing the friendship a bit
for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? But no, I think it's there's room to move, and as I said before, I reckon we'll start to see some of these 90s bands get in.
It'll be interesting to see what happens over the next few years.
Exactly. So that's the ARIA Awards for 2018. But now, Cam.
Yep.
We mentioned before last week we were pissed off about the New South Wales Police. I have no problem with the New Zealand Police.
Yeah, bless them.
Good on them. But the New South Wales Police. But this week we're talking about Viagogo.
Yeah, we're pissed off.
As are a lot of people.
I've spoken to a lot of people about this, Steve, and read a few comments online as well. A lot of people are pissed off about this, Steve.
Absolutely. There's calls to get Viagogo banned. For people who don't know what Viagogo is, they sell last-minute tickets to events. But the thing is, these last-minute tickets are at exorbitant prices.
It's basically a scam.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Gang of Youths are leading the charge, calling for a ban to Viagogo. They've had a lot of fans say, look, I couldn't get to your concert because it's sold out, and then the tickets were too expensive to be able to buy. I couldn't justify it.
It's ridiculous.
And actually, a few years ago, Violent Soho on their Waco tour, they did a similar thing. They sold out their show, and then they saw a bunch of tickets go up for ridiculous prices.
Yeah.
And so they put on an additional show.
I love this.
For those who weren't able to make it to the first one. And but some bands...
And that fucks up the people trying to sell them at exorbitant prices,
exactly.
doesn't it?
And that's the problem, is some bands aren't in the position to put on a second show.
Yeah.
Like they might just sell out their first show and that's about it. And they know that putting a second show on is not feasible. Violent Soho in this situation were able to do it. But other people, if you want to get tickets, it's going to be ridiculous. I mean, if you go onto Google and you type in Red Hot Chili Peppers Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane, whatever, or Adelaide or Perth for that matter, for this upcoming tour, the first thing that comes up in the search results is an ad for Viagogo to buy tickets for them. And so people don't know it's an ad. They might click, well, maybe that's where I get the tickets.
That's where I get the tickets
exactly.
from. And then they're ending up paying, because Red Hot Chili Peppers tickets, Steve.
Yep.
General admission, we're going for $162, right?
Yep.
Reasonable tickets, reasonably priced.
Exactly.
You're going to get a good concert. Now, they're on sale on Viagogo for $756 each, and that's just one example.
That's just for one ticket.
For one ticket. It's just ridiculous. It's a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the ticket outlets that are doing this.
Really? Yeah. You reckon putting them off to one side and then selling them extra?
It could be, but people, I mean, it's nothing new. People have been doing it on eBay and things like that for years.
I don't have an issue with if you've got to resell a ticket. It happened a few months ago with yourself. We had tickets to see DZ Death Rays. You could no longer go.
Yep.
And instead of your ticket going to waste, on sell it to someone else.
That's it. And I'm not going to put it up and try and
for
make money on it.
$756.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and make money on it. I just want either my money back or get some money back, because I can no longer make it and someone else can go enjoy it.
Exactly. And that's the thing, because Ticketmaster have set up Ticketmaster resale. And that's another thing. People, I know the Chili Peppers gig in Melbourne was Ticketek, because the Rod Laver Arena was Ticketek. But you type it in and Ticketmaster comes up as an option, but it's a Ticketmaster resale site, and Ticketmaster resale, there are people who are reselling their own tickets for between $550 and $766.
It's a joke.
And it's like per ticket as well. So for those of you who missed out, and it doesn't look like they're going to be putting on a second Melbourne show for the Chili Peppers, or a third show in Sydney and Brisbane, the only option to get tickets now is to pay
those
between
prices,
$500 and $700 for a ticket.
It's just absolutely brutal. And I think to get around it, you've got to be brutal. You've got to say, all right, every ticket has to be named.
Yeah.
And you can only buy one. You can only buy your own ticket.
Is this what we're going to have to live by now?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I can't think of any other way around it, because it's just how fat can the cat get, you know? It's just ridiculous. It's pure greed, and people are missing out. And if not, they've got to spend over $800 sometimes on a ticket.
Exactly. And look, I know some festivals do have like names on the ticket, and if you want to pass that off, you have to pay a transfer fee to change the name.
The name change, yeah.
So I guess that's one way around it. But the government are looking at bringing in anti-scalping laws that's saying, okay, if you're going to resell a ticket, and I know this is for sporting events as well, if you're going to resell a ticket, you can do so, but only add up to 10% extra.
Yeah.
So a $100 ticket you can sell for $110.
And that's by law, so it's going to stop you having to pay... What?
There's a loophole that some places have done, because they recently did it with the AFL Grand Final in Melbourne.
In Melbourne, yes.
Okay, so here's the ticket to the Grand Final. It's the same price as normal, but I'm going to sell you a ticket and pie deal, right?
Yeah.
So the ticket costs the same, but this pie costs you $500.
Oh, spare me.
So with the ticket, you get a pie. So the ticket and pie is $600.
Yeah.
The ticket itself is $100, but this deal only comes with a pie, and the pie costs $500.
Yeah, spare me, Steve.
Exactly.
Spare me.
So there's always people are going to find loopholes around it, and that is just ridiculous. But we need to get some proper laws into this. So
let's be advocates for saying Via bye.
Yeah, sounds like an idea. Via go away.
Yeah, fuck off.
Now. Cam, we talked about it before.
Yeah, Amy Shark has announced her headlining tour, Steve.
Yeah.
Award-winning. God, good on her.
Good on her.
You know, supporting Amy is going to be our mate, Steve, slowly.
Yeah, slowly.
Which is awesome for them. Like, you know, that's really going to help get their name out there. And, you know, they're already doing great guns with their own headline tour that's selling out.
Yep.
And also Earthlings are supporting as well, Steve.
Good on them too.
So the shows are on May 10th at Hordern Pavilion in Sydney.
Yep.
And also Saturday, May 11th at Margaret Court Arena in Melbourne. Now, that's huge.
Yeah.
This is going to sell out, Steve.
Exactly.
You can get fan pre-sale tickets as of today, which is Friday, November 30th from amyshark.com.
Yep.
I reckon that'd be an awesome tour, Steve. I'm going to go to that one.
Yeah. And this is going to be a fantastic tour, Cam. I mean, Margaret Court Arena is a fantastic venue.
I know.
It's a relatively new music venue, but I really love it. And also, Hordern Pavilion in Sydney. A couple of mates of mine, they played a gig at the Hordern Pavilion, and they said it was an amazing venue to play at. So,
hey, do you
awesome.
reckon Mark Hoppus will come as a little cameo? How cool would that be?
That would be pretty cool. I don't know if he's going to come all the way down here for the two shows.
You never know your luck in a big city.
That is true.
Two big cities.
I don't know. Maybe they'll get some impersonator, Mark Hoppus impersonator.
Yeah, maybe slowly can come and do that one that she does with Mark Hoppus, and they can collaborate. That would be cool.
That would be awesome.
Anyway,
another tour, Cam.
Yes.
Speaking of collaboration, we've got a co-headline tour. Californian Rockers, The Story So Far, and UK five-piece Basement are returning to Australia in 2019 for a co-headline tour throughout April in support of their new studio albums. Now, they'll be playing shows in Brisbane, Sydney, Newcastle, Melbourne, Adelaide and Perth. Tickets are on sale now from tickets.destroyallines.com. That's our tour announcements.
Awesome.
Only a couple this week.
I know. Well, most of them have been announced for the silly season, haven't they?
Yeah, pretty much. But now, Cam.
It's time for...
Top 5!
Yes, top 5. Got to get used to the new jingle.
I can't get enough of that. I love it. It's absolutely beautiful.
I can send you the file. You can listen to the 5 seconds on loop if you want.
Repeat.
Just on repeat.
That's awesome. Actually, we should make that a YouTube video. Just the top 5 on repeat for 10 hours straight.
I've seen. Why are there so many videos like that?
There is actually in our office at work. Someone put on the main screen 12 hours of vacuum cleaner noise overnight. So people coming in the morning, there's just vacuum cleaner noise through the whole office. Hilarious.
I've seen there's like the Simpsons quote, like, Lisa needs braces, dental plan. Lisa needs braces, dental plan. Someone put that on loop and for like 10 hours as well. So I don't know if we're going to do the top 5 one.
There's Blink-182, I Miss You as well. Where are you? Like that section for 10 hours or something like that.
Jesus. Everything for 10 hours.
One of my mates sent it to me. He's like, enjoy.
And you sat down for the full 10 hours?
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I'll say this and I'll say it again. I've got no problems with repetition.
No.
I'll say it again.
Yeah.
No problems with repetition.
Brilliant. But now, Cam, as the jingle signifies, it's time for the top 5. And this week we're doing our top 5 live concert albums. And yet again, people got in touch. Fantastic.
Yeah, we had a great response again. So thank you so much for sending in your thoughts.
Absolutely.
It's been awesome. I'll rattle off a couple that were sent through, Steve.
Yep, go for it.
Sam has said, Live at the Key Club by Pennywise.
Yep.
Pennywise Rockers. We're going to be able to see them in
Download Festival.
The Download Festival just been announced. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Colin has written in All That Could Have Been by 9 Inch Nails.
Yep.
Adam has said Nirvana Unplugged in New York. Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, when I was just a baby. My mom. We said no singing, Steve. AC/DC Live and Family Values 98.
Yes.
One of my favourite DVDs that I've got.
Yep.
Kate and Benjamin said S&M by Metallica.
Yep.
Aaron and Chris both said Bullet in the Bible, Green Day.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Marty said I Heard They Suck Live by NoFX.
Yep.
And Lauren said I Am World Tour Beyonce. Yeah, awesome.
Bit of Beyonce there, Queen Bee.
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
Nothing like a bit of Beyonce.
Yeah, thanks for sending that in, Lauren, and everyone else who'd sent in. And also a few more. Rowan has said Dropkick Murphys live on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, hell yeah. Kiss me, I'm shit-faced.
Well, you probably rock out to that next week at Good Things Festival.
Actually, my mate used to wear a Dropkick Murphys t-shirt that said Kiss me, I'm shit-faced. He used to pick up at the pub every time he wore it.
Also, we've got JP said Live Across a Wire by Crowning Coes.
Crowning Coes.
Or by Counting Crows, perhaps.
Who's counting?
Exactly. Terry said Made in Japan by Deep Purple and The Song Remains the Same by Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, nice.
Bit of 70s rock there. Adam and Trav both said Live in a Dive by Strung Out.
Yep.
Robert, Live from Mars by Ben Harper.
Yeah, cool.
I saw Ben Harper supporting Pearl Jam. It was awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, brilliant live. Just an awesome instrumentalist.
Was he trying to steal your kisses?
He did play that.
Oh,
but
awesome.
I was too far away for him to get anywhere near my kisses. And Ben also said the Live Era by Guns N' Roses. Sean also sent through a number including Metallica's Live Shit Binge and Purge, U2's Under a Blood Red Sky, Nirvana Unplugged in New York, Kiss Alive, and Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous.
Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy. So thank you for everyone who wrote in theirs. I mean, that's awesome. As we said, we love hearing from you. And
that's the best.
But no, it's awesome. Thank you for sending through yours. Any mention there coming to your top 5 at any point?
Something might have made a little bit of an appearance. I won't give anything away just yet.
All right, fair enough. Well, so that's everyone else's top 5. Well, not everyone else's. We couldn't get to everyone else's, but thank you for those who did send through.
Really appreciate it. Now, Steve, I think I want you to go first, but just quickly, a funny story.
Okay.
About you might have seen there's a video going around on the internet. I think it's pretty old. It was about when Oasis were going to do the Unplugged.
Oh yeah.
The live Unplugged, and Liam didn't show up.
Yeah.
And he showed up last minute, but he was fucking wasted and could not sing, couldn't string a sentence together.
Yeah.
So they said to everyone that, all right, Liam is feeling sick, so Noel's going to sing the songs.
Yeah.
And it's it's hilarious. They so they're doing the set.
Yeah.
They're doing it without Liam, and people are turning around and looking up at the sound booth and can see Liam standing in the sound booth, sitting there drinking and bobbing around, and they're like, "What's going on here?" They said he wasn't even in the building.
Yeah.
So they did the whole set, and then the producer's like, "Oh, we need to do one last song. We need to do a retake of this last song or whatever."
Yep.
And then Liam comes down and he's all angry. He wants to sing the last song. I just found it funny. He's up there, bobbing around, getting drunk.
I think I've seen some photos of some video of him just like putting his hand up, like cheers and everything while the band's playing.
It's such an Oasis thing. He's like, no, I'm not fucking singing. And then he wants to come and sing the last song.
Yeah, that is Liam Gallagher to a T.
It is.
But moving on, our top 5. Oh, okay, I'll go first this week.
Go, Steve.
A few honourable mentions.
Yep.
Actually, Oasis, Familiar to Millions.
Oh, yeah.
Which was, done in...
that led in quite well. We didn't even plan that because I haven't seen your top 5.
No, exactly. I've also got the Hullabaloo soundtrack by Muse. The Mark, Tom and Travis Show by Blink-182.
Yeah,
I'm surprised no one actually mentioned that because it's a really awesome one. And I've put this as an honourable mention because it is an official bootleg. But it's Pearl Jam live in Melbourne 2009, which is a gig I went to.
Yep.
And I know Metallica, Pearl Jam and Red Hot Chili Peppers are 3 bands I know that do this. But every show that they play, they'll record it and then release it as an official bootleg. They'll mix it properly. Right. So it's not some dodgy phone audio or anything like that. You pay $10 to get the audio properly mixed, and you can relive the concert. It's like it's only an extra $10.
I love that. It's so much better than the sound on my phone.
Exactly, and that you obviously don't.
I don't do that. I'm just joking.
Exactly, but the Pearl Jam one's cool because it came as 2 discs. You can buy it as a digital download or as CDs.
Yep.
And the second CD is the Encore disc, and that goes for longer than the main set disc. Oh, so that's pretty awesome.
Cool. That's a great idea, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I love it.
So now for my top 5. Number 5, How the West Was Won by Led Zeppelin.
Oh, Steve.
So it's taken from a variety of different shows. They did recently, a few years ago, release their Celebration Day, which was with John Bonham's son playing drums.
Yep.
But I've gone with the, How the West Was Won. I think it came out about 2003, that one.
Does that have Moby Dick on it?
It does have Moby Dick. It goes for about 20 minutes. Yeah. It's awesome.
And that's just the drum solo.
And that's just the drum solo, exactly. And number 4.
Yep.
Farewell to the World by Crowded House.
Oh, nice.
Now, this was the Sydney Opera House show.
Ah, yeah.
That they played, and which was their final farewell show before they got back together again. But this was, at the Sydney Opera House. They recently redid it a few years ago when they got inducted into the Hall of Fame, the ARIA Hall of Fame. But this is just an awesome concert. It's got so many good tracks on it, and so that's why it's in at number 4. Number 3, it's You Am I. Now, they released an album called Saturday Night Round 10, which is a live album that they recorded back in the late 90s. But actually recently they recorded Live Electrified, which is the one I've gone with, and that was their Hourly, Daily and Hi-Fi Way tour, where they played those 2 albums back to back, and I went to the tour and it was awesome, and then they released a live version of it, so that's even better. So brilliant.
Nice.
Number 2. Now, this is an official album, and I bought it at a record store, and I've never seen it since.
Okay.
It's Red Hot Chili Peppers Live in Hyde Park.
Oh, right.
And I've looked at it. It's not on iTunes. It's not... Yeah, it it was an official release.
Is it a CD
but
or a DVD?
No, it's a CD.
Okay.
A 2-disc CD, and it's awesome. And yeah, it's live in Hyde Park in London, but I have not seen it anywhere since.
Might have been just a release over there or something, and it snuck here. I don't know.
I don't know. It was just a small release of them, but if you look for it, it is an awesome album if you can find it. If you can find it.
Could have been like The Living End, how they did the 1,000 copies of the vinyl for, that live tour.
Yeah, maybe it was a limited release, but...
live tour.
There you go.
Live album, I mean. Yeah, sorry, go on.
And my number one, look, could have gone with Unplugged in New York by Nirvana, but I've gone with Nirvana Live at Reading Festival.
Oh,
so
nice.
that came out a few years ago. Courtney Love decided she needed to upgrade her kitchen, so she released the DVD and the CD of Live at Reading, and
apparently her kitchen was looking like a bit of a hole. But
so I ended up going with that, and that's an awesome album as well, and because it's just pure Nirvana just rocking out, and
definitely,
absolutely love it. So that is my
awesome
top 5. Cam,
awesome top 5, Steve. Well done.
Thank you.
Now my top 5, Steve.
Yep.
I've got a couple of honourable mentions.
Yep.
Probably first of all the first live album I ever heard as a kid, which is John Farnham's Full House.
Oh yeah.
The version of, how I like his version of Help.
Yes.
The live version is even better. It's awesome.
Awesome.
MTV Unplugged, Nirvana.
Yep.
Which I've got on vinyl. Sounds awesome as well.
Nice.
And Bryan Adams, Bare Bones. The two I was talking about the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so number 5.
Yes.
Green Day, Bullet in the Bible.
Yes.
Oh, mainly because it takes me back to the actual American Idiot tour.
Yep.
And I just used to constantly watch that DVD all the time as well,
Milton
and listen
Keynes,
to it.
Yep.
Yeah, Milton Keynes. Yeah, it's just really fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dashboard Confessional.
Ooh,
Getting in the mood for a bit of good things.
Yep.
MTV Unplugged.
Yep.
That's a CD DVD combo as well.
Yeah.
And I've watched that a million times. I just love it. He's just awesome. The only thing that annoys me a little bit is the crowd sing a little too much in it.
Yeah.
He lets the crowd sing a bit too much.
Yeah.
But I'll let it slide just this once.
So that it would have ended up higher on your list if it weren't for that.
Probably.
Yeah. Those people just ruin everything.
I know. But then again, most of the time I'm singing over it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No, not really.
And number 3.
Yep.
I spoke about it before.
Yep.
City in Colour, Guide Me Back Home, purely because, I would have said, if that wasn't out, I would have said his first live album, which is a CD DVD set.
Yep.
But this come out and it's just perfect, Steve.
Yeah.
I could rattle on about it for another half an hour, but I'm not going to. And you did mention it before, my number 2, Blink-182, the Mark, Tom and Travis show.
Rightio.
Number 1, it's funny.
Yeah.
The stuff they say on it. And actually, Travis Barker talks about it quickly in his book, and he said it's basically a live album that they probably shouldn't have done, and it's about twice the speed of the songs.
But the songs are really played fast, quite fast, yeah.
Like it starts with Dumpweed, I think, and it's just, really fast.
Yeah.
I think they might have had a couple of pills then, but...
just purely speculation there, Cam.
Speculation, of course. Or even though Travis Barker has a chapter in his book that's called Pills, Pills, Pills. But number 1.
Yep.
We've spoken about it before.
Yep.
Chris Cornell's songbook.
Of course.
Just because of, how I feel about it. It's just absolutely awesome.
Yep.
The voice, just the sound. It's just pure emotion, just raw energy. Love it.
Yeah.
That's my number 1, Steve, and that's my top 5.
And can't complain about that at all. That's a brilliant, all of them are brilliant albums. And Chris Cornell, as we mentioned, that guy's voice, brilliant.
He keeps creeping back into this podcast. He lives on through this podcast, I reckon.
Yeah, this is the Chris Cornell podcast brought to you by Garage Rock. But now, Cam, we mentioned that next week is our Series 1 finale.
Yep.
We've done a series, man. It's still sinking in. So our final top 5 for 2018 is your top 5 music releases of 2018.
Yep. And that can mean anything.
Exactly.
Anything that was released this year.
So albums, singles,
Yep.
EPs, radio jingles. What else can?
Anything. Nursery rhymes. No, not nursery rhymes, but anything that was released 2018. Tell us what your favourite, what got you going this year?
Actually, are there any new nursery rhymes? Isn't every nursery rhyme a song from the 1800s or something?
They're dated and they all mean something sinister too.
Exactly.
Hey, maybe we should do that.
Our top
next
5
season.
Yeah, next season, top 5 nursery rhymes coming soon to Garage Rock.
And their meaning.
Some of them are just absolutely...
Red Riding Hood. Whew. Anyway.
Anyway, enough about nursery rhymes. It is time for new music, Cam.
That's right, Steve.
Everyone's favourite part of the show.
We do have 6 tracks this week that are absolutely rocking.
Exactly, and we're going to kick it off with Little May, a Sydney duo. They used to be a trio, now it's just a duo, but still awesome music. And they're currently on tour with the Rubens, and they've just announced a run of shows in support of their latest single, Lover, which we'll hear a snippet of in a second. They're playing Friday, February 15 at the Oxford Art Factory in Sydney, Saturday, February 16 at the Northcote Social Club in Melbourne, and Friday, February 22nd at the Black Bear Lodge in Brisbane. These guys got an awesome sound. They're also playing at Falls Festival as well, so if you're going along, definitely check out their set. So without further ado, this is Lover by Little May.
Oh, that was Lover by Little May. Up next, we've got Dazed by Say Anything. These guys, Steve, as we know, are LA rockers, Say Anything, and they've got their forthcoming studio album, Oliver Appropriate.
Yes.
Which is going to be released on January 25th through Dine Alone Records. I really like it. It's really like acoustic rock. Kind of reminds me of Gaslight Anthem a little bit.
Yep.
But let's check out Dazed by Say Anything.
It was Dazed by Say Anything. Our next track is one of my favourite bands, Swedish skate punk band Millencolin. Yep, they've announced their 9th studio album SOS will be released on February 15 through Epitaph. Now, Cam, if you love Millencolin, which I do, and I'm sure you do.
Who doesn't?
I mean, who doesn't? You're going to love this track. It really follows on nicely from their 2015 album True Brew, which I saw them tour on that, and that was an awesome tour. So I'm looking forward to the SOS tour.
Yep.
So right now, let's listen to SOS by Millencolin.
That's awesome. That was SOS by Millencolin.
Rockin' track there, Ken.
Oh, no, we love our Swedish punk rockers, don't we?
Absolutely. In fact, you rocked out so much during that song, you knocked the microphone off the stand and smashed the glass table.
I smashed the glass table. I feel terrible. It's Steve's glass table and I just smashed it.
It's okay. It's all right. It was left to me by my grandmother on her deathbed, but it's fine. It's
that's all right.
Always needing new antiques.
That's character.
Exactly.
Shit.
That's all good. Now, moving on, Cam.
I need to tape the microphone on next time or something while I'm around. Moving on next, Steve, we've got Hiding in Someone Else by Loose End. They're Melbourne punk rockers, Steve, and they've just released their single Hiding in Someone Else from their upcoming EP, which is out today, actually, Steve.
Yep.
It's called Overthinking Everything I Know. My thoughts on this, Steve.
Yep.
The film clip reminds me of Warning by Green Day for some reason.
Yeah.
It's sort of got that feel to it, but it's pretty cool. Hiding in Someone Else, Loose End. Let's check it out.
I don't know
was Hiding in Someone Else by Loose End. Our next track, Cam, is New Zealand four-piece Mako Road. They've announced their upcoming EP called Local Safari, which they're releasing today. And the lead single from the EP is the title track called Local Safari. It has a really chilled, summery vibe about this song, and it's something to listen to with a couple of Coronas in the sun.
Ah, hell yes.
Yeah, well, not me, because if I'm in the sun for more than 2 minutes, I burn. But
you sizzle.
I sizzle. But if you don't sizzle, sit out, have a few drinks, and listen.
Summer vibes.
Yeah, listen to Local Safari by Mako Road.
Do it.
No reason for leaving this room. Well, the man at the door said, this is the door we can ride. If it's scenery you need it to materialize a dream before it dies. There's faces to see and places to be and stories to hear. There's no need to care about time. Yeah. We're on Local Safari.
That was Local Safari by Mako Road. Up next, we've got Why You Always Gotta Fight Me by Ruby Tuesdays. Ruby Tuesdays are from South Sydney and have announced their bluesy rock track, Why You Always Gotta Fight Me. Why You Always Gotta Fight Me, Steve?
Well, that's how we end up with smashed tables.
Table smashingly
Exactly.
good. It's out today as well, Friday, November 30th. The band will be playing their single launch on Saturday, February 23rd at Heritage Hotel in Bully. It's a rockin' bluesy track, Steve. So
Yep.
let's check out Why You Always Gotta Fight Me by Ruby Tuesdays.
Trying hard not to deserve this voyage without a purpose. Maybe why am I so nervous? Maybe I deserve this. 3 hours reliable as a VW Daytona. She's the drugs and I'm the needle. Why you always gotta fight me? Why you always gotta fight me? Baby, don't you even like me? Why you always gotta fight? Why you always gotta fight me? Baby, one day I might leave. Find someone to do right me. Why you always gotta fight me?
That was Ruby Tuesdays, and that brings our episode 20 to an end, Cam.
I know, it's been a good episode, good fun episode.
Bit of
Table
fun.
smashingly good, like I said before.
Exactly.
But like we said, your favourite music of 2018,
Exactly.
please send through.
Yep. Contact at redskymusic.com.au.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good music this year, so I'll be
Yeah.
interested to see what people say.
Absolutely. And next week, as we mentioned, is going to be our series finale. So we're going to be recapping 2018, the good bits, the bad bits,
Yep.
and everything in between.
Exactly. And we got, I was going to say Unified, that is coming up, but also good things, so we'll be able to rock out at that.
Yeah, next weekend as well. So that's going
Can't
to be
wait.
fun. But until then, I've been Steve.
And I've been Cam.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.